Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2020 Capistrano Valley High School Commencement Ceremony. My name is John Masseston, proud principal. Joining me on stage to recognize our graduates from the Capistrano Unified School District Board of Trustees, Clerk Ms. Gila Jones. Also joining me today, Assistant Superintendent and former Capistrano Valley High School Principal Josh Hill and Deputy Superintendent Clark Hampton. Class of 2020, today is all about you and recognizing your accomplishments and achievements as you walk across this stage, graduates of Capistrano Valley High School. While today is all about honor and recognition for you, I would be remiss if we didn't take a moment to thank those who helped you get to this point. So at some point today, whether now or later, please take a moment to thank those who have helped you get to this point. Class of 2020, I don't think we could have predicted that you would end like this. When you sat there and thought about all of the memories you would make, the activities, the ceremonies, no one could have predicted that it would be like this. And yet, you've handled it with dignity and grace. This fact proves what everyone knew inside this building, that you're an amazing class. Truly appreciate the way that you've handled everything, the way that you've dealt with adversity, the grit and determination that you've demonstrated. While you often hear in graduation speeches, graduates thanking the school for what they've done, I thought I'd take a minute to thank you for what you've done. Because through your experience, you've taught us many lessons. You've provided us with many memories, and you've left a lasting legacy that will be here long after you cross this stage. Capistrano Valley High School Class of 2020, you're an amazing group of young people, and you have so much to be proud of. I am so thankful and so grateful that I was able to play a very small part in it and be a part of the last 4 years of your lives. So while you walk across this stage, graduates, you're now alumni. Congratulations, Class of 2020. You're an amazing group. Please join me in welcoming our next graduation speaker, Ms. Dorothydade.
At the beginning of the school year, I tossed around the idea of speaking at graduation. I felt like my experience at Kappa was deeply personal and unique, and that I had memories that would make a speech worth telling. Well, now at the end of the year, I feel as though my experience has immensely intensified as the bond I have with the school was tested. I remember March 13th, walking out of 5th period and having all of my teachers preparing us not to come back to school on Monday. And it didn't truly set in for a while, the fact that the coveted second senior semester was never going to come. While we all have different decisions regarding the outbreak, one thing unites us. We're all losing together. I pictured myself standing on a stage and speaking out to the faces I grew up with, the people I know and the people I've never met. Now I realize what I had to say to them in that fantasy could never be as powerful as what I have to say now, with all that's changed for me and the world. What I'm leaving behind is more than almost 4 years of the high school experience. I think about how I almost went to Tesoro and wondered, what would have been different if I went to a different school? Mrs. Miller taught me Algebra 1 freshman year, and I discovered I wanted to be a teacher. Mrs. Carlisle taught me English senior and sophomore year, and I discovered the new perspective I view literature and the world with. As our senior year came closer and closer to an end, my fear for the future grew, and my tether to childhood slowly fell away. The counselors at Kappa were wonderful to me, reassuring me constantly that I would graduate, but my health came first. So we all made it. For the first time in my life, I'm not terrified. Mr. Vega and Miss Wall were absolute guidance, and Kappa was lucky to have such a staff. Mrs. Bell saw me whenever I showed up, and she shared my goals with me. She could tell that I wanted to succeed, and she saw potential, and she helped me get on track and stay positive. You can't get that at another school. That is CV. That is us. I look forward to my own future now, my dream that I realized through Capo. I want to be a high school teacher, and I want to teach like I was taught here. I want to make the difference that was made in my life. Some days I'm unsure, now more than ever, but I look forward to tomorrow. We are tomorrow. We are the future, and we are the potential that the world needs. I hope you take with you the experiences, the love and the hate, the Friday nights, the Monday mornings, the library lunches, the after-school practices, all we got to do together as kids before we enter the world. I can't imagine they shaped me in the same way they shaped you. but I know the smiles of my classmates, the energy we generate as we'd fill the senior section. I mean, we had fun, right? We had some good times. So here's to the good times, here's to the unknown, and most importantly, here's to us who made it through a year like no other. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to welcome our next graduation speaker, ASB President Lauren Alano.
Hi, my name is Lauren Alano. I'm honored and privileged in this moment in time for Capo Valley seniors, my last high school rhyme. I wrote this not knowing if this would be virtual or real, not quite sure what to say, how to act, what to feel. Never imagined the rest of high school alone, behind a computer, safer at home. I missed being at school, seeing teachers and friends, still mourning the fact of no real closure, no end. I missed walking down halls and going to class, hanging out in the mall, being late with a pass, chatting with proctors, sitting on stage, messing around in tutorials. Oh, those were the days. But for all the things missed, I've learned and I've grown to be positive and comfortable and to be on my own. Distance learning or Zooms will never replace what it actually means to be face-to-face. I've also learned the importance of how I react and what I determine as truth or as fact, and how you justify what you think is right, your character and actions, your definition of fight. We have been taught to always stay true, to be who you are in whatever you do. So travel the world or take a gap year, go to college or work, move away or stay here. What's our new normal? What's everyone's plan? For each of us, it's different, so let's do what we can. To support each other in whatever we choose. Praise our successes, offer support, win or lose. Today, we remember and look back at our past, despite knowing we missed so many laughs. Let's remember the positive, the traditions, the classes, pep rallies and games, Cougar fans and the masses. The roar of the cage, #1 in OC, cheering on teams in a black and gold sea. Brand new school signs next to old brownish bricks, a fresh coat of paint, a nice capo fix. Newly waxed floors with unfixable scratches, a little old, a little new, no other school matches. A passion and sense of school pride and spirit, baby powder, roller coaster, there's nothing quite near it. Class of 2020 seniors, we need to believe that no one can stop us from what we can achieve. Nothing will ever replace what we've known for so long. We may have lost part of senior year, but we will always be Capo Strong. Congratulations, Capistrano Valley, Class of 2020.
Our final student speaker, 2020 Cougar of the Year, Ms. Talia Vaser.
Students, family, friends, folks who are celebrating this today from the comfort of their own homes. I come to you today from a place of honesty and candor because it's just something we don't get enough of these days. This speech has gone through many iterations. The one I originally landed upon was uplifting, dotted with jokes, and an otherwise lukewarm representation of a moment in our lives that feels boiling hot. It was disingenuous, so I nixed it at the last minute. So I hope you can forgive me for not using this as a vehicle to tell you that we'll be all right and we'll get through this. Because at the end of the day, the past 4 months have been riddled with loss. Many of us, myself included, have painfully reminded ourselves that we have essentially lost the best semester of high school, or the best summer, or the best first few months of college. I don't dispute this, I feel your pain. But if this is the worst of our worries, and for all our sakes I hope it is, then we must not take it for granted. At this point, we've essentially cycled through the 5 stages of grief. Denial, 3 weeks tops and we'll be back at school. And then it was anger, and then depression, and then bargaining, and suddenly we're at acceptance, hopefully. If we all do our part, we will at some point sort of, kind of, maybe be okay. It's in this stage of acceptance that we can allow for loss and for gain to coexist. Teacher and spiritualist Hazrat Inayat Khan once said that, quote, "There is no loss without some gain, and there is no gain which is without any loss." We've lost so much in the past few months. Beyond experiences, we are grappling with the loss of comfort, stability, and routine that is rooted in our youth. But in return, we must not lose sight of the perspective, adaptability, and tighten grasp on reality that we have gained along the way. For me personally, the very recent loss of a loved one has strengthened the fabric that weaves my family together. In creating physical barriers between myself and the people that I love, this time has highlighted those that I can rely on when the going gets tough. while also pointing out which folks can get going. Even in your darkest of times, because let me be honest, it has been bleak lately. We must actively seek out the bright spots, no matter how few and far between. Nothing is going according to plan, but nothing in life really ever does. 2 weeks from now, I'm supposed to be moving out. Instead of dwelling on the fact that I'll be attending 6 more months of Vassar University, I realize it's time for me to be with my loved ones now more than ever. So, class of 2020, the class that has lost so much, I encourage you to ask yourself, what have you gained? Use your frustration with the world, for whatever reason it may be, for positive good. And above all else, take care of each other. Thank the people who support you day in and day out. Your parents, siblings, friends, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents. Thank the people watching this today, and remember the ones not able to watch today. That being said, thank you to the viewers at home for listening. This is the closest I'll get to an Oscar speech, so while I'm at it, thank you to my family who envelops me with love and guidance every day, and to Capo for listening to and uplifting my voice in more ways than one. My name is Talia Vassar, and I am a proud Capistrano Valley High School class of 2020 graduate. Congratulations, Cougars.
Trustee Jones, I will now proceed with the presentation of our senior class. Trustee Jones, on behalf of the faculty and staff of Capistrano Valley High School, I am honored and proud to present to you the Capistrano Valley High School class of 2020, and we hereby certify that each of the graduates before you has successfully met the graduation requirements established by the State of California and the Board of Education of the Capistrano Unified School District.
On behalf of the Capistrano Unified School District Board of Trustees, I hereby accept the graduating class of 2020. I recognize all students before us as high school graduates and confer upon them the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations for this accomplishment and milestone achievement.
Seniors, the moving of your tassel from right to left symbolizes your successful completion of high school. Please move your tassels now. Congratulations, Capistrano Valley High School class of 2020.
Hey, what's up, Capo Valley High School class of 2020? It's Drake Bell here, and I just wanted to reach out to congratulate you guys on graduating. I know it is a little bit of a bummer graduating during this whole COVID-19 crisis that we're experiencing right now, but just know that we are, you're not alone. We're all experiencing it, so you're not alone. I know it's a bummer, but don't let that overshadow everything you've achieved and all your accomplishments to this point, because this is big stuff. As you can tell, I've been stuck in my house. I need a major haircut. But anyway, in honor of you graduating, class of 2020, I'd like to play you a little song. It goes like this. Well, I never thought that it'd be so simple, but I found a way, I found a way. If you open up your mind, it's gonna take some time to realize. But if you look inside, I'm sure you'll find. Over your shoulder, you know that I told you I'd always be picking you up when you're down. So just turn around. Congratulations, everybody.